We are about to start our program, and the guest of honor will be arriving very soon. Please get in. Let's please get in so that we can start. First of all, I would like to recognize the presence of Francis Joseph Bwire, a member of Governing Council, Kaimosi Friends University, Kenya. Now the guest of honor is arriving. Let's all stand up. Now the guest of honor is arriving. Let's all stand up. And those who are following virtually, it is an honor now to welcome a chairperson, conference organizing committee, so that he can give the recap of what transpired the past 3 days. Professor Mangasini, you are warmly welcome.
The High Chief Tajudeen Oriyomi Ayeola, President of International Cooperative Alliance Africa, Professor Alfred Sife, Vice Chancellor, Moshi Cooperative University, Dr. Jeremy Bundi, Chair of the Council, Cooperative University of Kenya, distinguished guests, cooperators, paper presenters, Ladies and gentlemen, protocol observed. I'll be brief. My task this afternoon is to give a recap of what transpired in 3 days. Um, Good afternoon. As we all know, the conference started on the 31st July, and during this day, we had an honor of welcoming the Minister for Education, Science and Technology, Honorable Adolf Faustin Mkenda, Member of Parliament. And the Honorable Minister emphasized the role of universities in advancing knowledge to address the socioeconomic and environmental challenges facing humanities. In his address, he highlighted the significance of cooperatives in promoting sustainable development. He also discussed how cooperative can contribute to resolving these challenges by fostering innovative solutions and sustainable practices, thereby supporting the broader goal of achieving sustainable development. After that, we had an opportunity to listen to Professor Claudia Sanchez Bajo delivering her keynote address on Nexus, delivering her keynote address on sorry, on nexus between cooperatives and sustainable development, insights from selected American and European states. In her presentation, Professor Sanchez Bajo explored the critical connections between cooperatives, organizations, and he gave various examples. Um, Again, after this keynote address and after the questions and answers, we all went to the parallel sessions. And there were so many parallel sessions during this day. As I remember, there were more than 23 papers presented in parallel sessions. But if I pick very few, I'm Twilight, Mr. Guest of Honor, very few keynote, I mean, very few papers that were presented during day one. One was by Dr. Michael Ngala. He presented a paper on revitalizing dormant cooperatives, governance perspectives, a case of Tana River County. And Dr. Sarah Magot and the others unveiled the future of predicting cooperatives by predicting circles continuity through machine learning algorithms. We also had a presentation from Ginny Ishimwe and Dr. William Banos and Dr. Victor Shirima exploring perceptions of small-scale farmers on the role of cooperatives. Those were very few among very interesting papers that were presenting in day one. We also had a paper from Professor Lema Kumbulu unpacking the dynamics, governance and innovation among Tanzanian cooperatives through a moderating effect of managerial recruitment. Tando Kwan and Stephen Mago analyzed the multi-sectoral nature of the cooperatives and their contribution to sustainable development in Africa. We also had a presentation from Ajibola Antonia Kanji and others who provided a cooperative law critique in relation to artisanal mines and social minerals management in Nigeria. That was among the few that transpired on day one. Honorable guest of honor, day two started by a keynote address from Mr. Jumaine Tambalike, the CEO of Sahara Ventures, who discussed the role of cooperative education in the era of digital disruption, harnessing artificial intelligence and sustainable development. One of the key takeaway message during this presentation was that first, he explored the connectivity between the industrial revolutions, the first, second, third, and fourth, with cooperatives. Um, one of the key one of the key messages to take away was that automations and automations and AI enable cooperatives to streamline operations and reduce cost and they make data-driven decisions. Another was that fintech solutions expand access to financial services, promoting inclusion and economic participation. Big data analytics enable strategic decision making and improve service delivery in cooperatives. And cooperatives can leverage big data analytics to gain insights into market trends, member needs, and operational performance. Those were some of the key takeaway messages from that presentation. After that, we had an honor of listening to Professor Dr. Tamiliman Bangalu from the Landgam Rural Institute in India, delivering a keynote address titled The Cooperatives and the Sustainable Development. The Asian experience with its lessons for African cooperatives. In his address, Professor Bangalu provided um, in-depth analysis of how cooperatives in Asia have effectively contributed to achieving sustainable development goals. He highlighted successful model and practice from various Asian contexts, illustrating how these approaches have facilitated sustainable development and social equity. Professor Bangalu's presentation offered critical insight into the operational and the strategic dimensions of Asian cooperatives, drawing parallels to the challenges and opportunities faced by cooperatives in Africa. By examining these experiences, he provided valuable lessons and practical recommendations for enhancing the effectiveness of African cooperatives in advancing the sustainable development goals. After that, we also had an opportunity to attend more than 20 scholarly papers, which were presented in various breakout sessions in day 2. One of them was by Rusingale and Edna Moy, examining the impact of responsible and accountable leadership on sustainable growth for cooperative societies in Kenya. Another was by Ngunjiri Ndirangu, who presented a paper on cooperative societies, environment, natural resource management in Africa. We also discussed and deliberated on a paper presented by Dr. Julius Tweve, who delivered a paper on ethical issues, concerns for artificial intelligence in cooperative development and management. Dr. Alex Ngoyi and others assessed members' democratic control, leadership accountability in private cooperatives and societies in Tanzania. In day 2, we had a long day of papers. We also listened to Professor Oboka's and others' presentation, and they assessed challenges in accessing healthcare by women during COVID-19, opportunity for achieving health equity in Kenya through cooperatives. Chindi Sitati and Mike Kipngeno promoted worker cooperatives as drivers of economic growth within the social and solidarity economy. Day 2, in day 2, we also attended 2 parallel events. These were the SUSI project side events. During the SUSI project side events, the project coordinators and the team, they were closing the project and had an opportunity to launch their book on pedagogical skills. Additionally, young scholars also same day had parallel event where several papers were presented, and notably a paper presented by Esther Cho. This event provided an opportunity to showcase the outcome of of what the young scholars are doing, and it was also an important moment to exchange experience. That was what transpired in day two. Honorable guest of honor, day three was on Friday, which is today, and we started by a virtual session provided by Professor Henry Hagen. Professor Hagen provided an examination of the reflection of the cooperative principles and of the legal concept of sustainable development in cooperatives, legal framework at national and international level. Professor Hagen highlighted the manner in which cooperative law has found its way into public international law. A key take-home message here is that is that uh, is that of the significance of translating cooperative principles into national legal frameworks, while emphasizing the need for contextualizing rather than unifications. This approach ensures that cooperative principles are adapted to fit the specific legal, economic, and cultural context of each country, allowing for effective implementation and the relevance within diverse national environments. After this one uh, uh, um, keynote address, we went for health break. Then thereafter, we entered into parallel sessions where several papers were also presented. There were a paper presented by Dr. Cyril Komba examined the involvement of cooperative societies and their members in environmental and natural resources management amidst the challenge posed by climate change. It investigated how cooperatives contribute to the stewardship of the environmental resources and adaptation to climate change. The research highlighted the role of cooperatives organization in fostering sustainable practices and explores the effectiveness of their engagement in managing natural resources in the context of evolving climate change challenges. We also had an opportunity of listening to a paper by Dr. Wilson Kipkimboi Meto, who assessed the role of cooperatives within the socioeconomic and entrepreneurial systems frameworks in promoting sustainable development by examining how cooperatives function within these ecosystems. The researcher aims to understand the impact on economic growth, social well-being, and environmental sustainability. Also, participants had an opportunity to attend and listen to a paper by Mary Njokimbugua and others who addressed adaptive strategies and economic resilience of agricultural cooperatives in response to agricultural land conversion challenges in Kenya. Dr. Yusuf Kulindwa presented a paper on role of students, collaboration in fostering sustainability, oriented innovation in support of small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, in proximity to universities. This paper increasingly emphasized on the significance in investigating on how cooperative students engage and contribute to the advancement of sustainable practices and innovation within SMEs. The study aims to educate the future potential and the strategic position of students' cooperatives in enhancing the sustainability and the competitive edge of local enterprises. Dr. Ritva Itnen explored the concept of sustainability using the sustainable leadership for resilience approach. And he gave the example of higher education, drawing examples from Tanzania and Finland. We also had an opportunity to attend the paper presented by Dr. Emmanuel Eliot Lwandala and the Vedaste Habumurenyi, who presented a paper titled Behavioral Determination of Youth Cooperative Engagement, a Structural Analysis. This research paper provided a comprehensive structural analysis of the factors influencing youth participation in cooperative organizations. The authors investigating the behavioral determinants that affect the engagement levels of young individuals in cooperatives, employing a structured analytical framework to educate these influences. Their findings contributed to a deeper understanding of the dynamics shaping youth involvement in cooperatives activities and offer insights for enhancing engagement strategies within this demographic. Today, guest of honor, we also had an opportunity to attend a paper presented by Dr. Emmanuel Karek, who offered insight into the approach to cooperative in the context of establishing a sustainable development and a corporate responsibility strategy, drawing experience from Finland. The paper elucidates how cooperative can be effectively integrated in sustainability and corporate responsibility framework, providing practical lessons and examples from the Finnish context to guide the development of robust strategies in these areas. Today, we also had an opportunity to attend the side event by Global Communities. This side event organized by Global Community focused on worker cooperatives in Africa. This event highlighted the role of worker cooperatives in promoting economic development and social equity across the continent. It aimed to share best practices, explore challenges, and discuss strategies for strengthening worker cooperatives as a means to enhance sustainable livelihood and empower local communities in Africa. Honorable guest of honor, as I finish, I would like to thank all attendants, all participants who attended this meeting, and you for accepting our invitation to come and honor this event. On behalf of the organizing committee, I am apologizing for any shortcomings that may have occurred, and truly, it is beyond our control. While we would have wished that your stay would have been comfortable as it may be, but maybe we did not meet your expectations somewhere, somehow. While we will miss you surely, physically, but we will continue to engage you because we intend to make all the papers publishable. Please respond to our emails when we contact you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Mangasini, for a comprehensive and well-presented recap of what transpired during the past 3 days. It is with great honor now I take this opportunity to welcome the Vice Chancellor of Mosh Cooperative University, Professor Alfred Sife, for the remarks. Professor, you are welcome.
Thank you, MC. Our guest of honor, High Chief Ayeola, President of ICA Africa, the chairperson of Council from CUK and DVC CUK, all participants in your different capacities. Good afternoon. Yeah, mine is just a short remarks. and to invite the guest of honor for the closing remarks. But before inviting him, first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to you, the guest of honor, for two things. Firstly, for accepting our invitation. You accepted our invitation to come to Moshi, traveling all the way from Nigeria to attend this conference. And again, you accepted to be the guest of honor during the closing of this event. We thank you so much. Our promise to you as Moshi Cooperative University, since we are associate member of the International Cooperative Alliance, we promise that we will continue to play our active role in the cooperative sector, including organizing and running events like this. I also acknowledge and appreciate the hard work and the dedication of the conference organizing committee. For academic event like this, they have been busy for almost a year, because you start by planning, you call the abstracts, you call the papers, you screen, you do what, and you do all the logistics up to here. They have spent almost 1 year being busy. So the way you are seeing them running here and there, they have been running for almost past 8 or more months. So I thank you all, organizing committee, and anybody who has played a part to make sure that we succeed. Santeni sana. I'm very grateful to all keynote speakers and all presenters for your expertise. The major aim of this conference was to get knowledge, to get insights, to share experiences on cooperatives for sustainable development. Without keynote speakers, without presenters sitting down and prepare the scholarly papers and the presentations, we could not get or actually achieve the aim of the conference. So I thank you all presenters and the keynote speakers for your contribution and for your hard working to make sure that we achieve what we expected. I also thank everybody who has participated in this. I cannot mention each of you. Most of you were introduced, recognized during the opening ceremony. I thank you for attending. I thank you for active participation. Some of you were given roles that were not in the timetable. You became rapporteurs, you became discussants, and you played many other roles. So I thank you very much. I thank you specifically for those who traveled from outside the university. I thank you so much, and what I can say, at the end of this workshop, we have you as a family of this university. You can even call yourselves alumni. Thank you so much. For our colleagues, CUK, mwenyekiti tunakushukuru sana. We expected to receive the scholars, DVC, perhaps the VC, but for you, chairperson, to set time aside and attend this event, we are very much grateful. And the DVC, on behalf of the VC and the whole team, For the preparations, since we started the preparations and for coming and participating to make sure that we achieve our goal. What I can say is that we are very proud that once again we have achieved our goal of running joint scientific conference. Asanteni sana. And this means what? When we are closing this, it means we are starting preparations for the next scientific conference. It is an annual event, only that we are alternating. For MOOC, we are welcoming you back here in 2026, perhaps a time like this. But our next conference will be in Nairobi, I think. Let me say in Kenya. Perhaps you are going to hold it in Nakuru or somewhere else, I don't know. But it will be in Kenya next year, 2025. So I don't know if we are going to use the same organizing committee. I think we use the same because it has been very efficient. It has been very efficient. So the closing of this conference is the beginning of the preparations for the next. Scholars, please start preparing your abstracts and your papers. Soon, in the next 2 or 3 months, we will call for papers. Because I will not come to this podium again, let me wish you safe travels for those who will be traveling. Enjoy your travels and welcome back to Moku, even for other activities. Asanteni sana. Honorable guest of honor, finally, I would like to invite you for 3 things. One, to give certificates to some few people who have played big roles in organizing this conference, in making it successful. Second, to hand over what we call the MOKU CUK annual conference relay button, so that is an indicator that CUK now should start the preparations for the next conference. You will hand the relay button to the chairperson of the council of CUK. And finally, you will proceed now for your closing speech and officially close this event. Having said that, you are welcome. Thank you. MC and the organizing committee, we go for certificates now.
For the awardee of various certificates, please use the stage on the other side to come over to the stage to receive the certificate, and you'll get out through this stage. The first awardee includes the actors who are in the group of sponsors, and the first one is Global Communities. Representative of Global Communities, please. Global Communities will be followed by SUSI Project. So SUSI Project team leader, please, you are welcome. followed by our followed by Okweka, our secretary, Dr. Kweka is followed by Dr. Michael Ara. Michael Gara is followed by Eva Kumuru. Followed by Dr. followed by Dr. Arrangement.
Honorable guest of honor, this is our relay button. This is our relay button. It's called the CUK Mock Annual Conference Relay Button. You are going to hand over it now. It has been with us for 1 year. So you're going to hand over to CUK through the chairperson. I'm bringing it. Honorable guest of honor, now we are ready to listen to your closing speech, and it is time now for you to close the event.
That's okay. The Vice Chancellor, Moshi Cooperative University here in Tanzania, Professor Sifi, Chairman of the Council, Cooperative University of Kenya, Dr. Bundi, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Cooperative University of Kenya, Professor Isaac, and through him, all other management staff member of the two university, keynote speakers, paper presenters, other facilitators, the sponsors, our partners, both technical partners and development partners, other lecturers in the two university, participants of the 4th International Cooperative Conference here in Moshi, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tajudeen Oriyomi Ayeola. And as I introduced myself to the young scholars yesterday, I'm an African from Nigeria. And in Nigeria, especially when we are on African soil, we proud ourselves to be giant of Africa. And I asked them the question, do you actually believe in that? If all of them said yes. But I don't know whether we all believe in that here too. Prof, you don't believe in that? You do. Thank you very much, sir. No, whether you believe or not, we don't even need to argue on that. Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am. And as we draw this remarkable conference to a close, I give all praises and adorations to God Almighty, who made this conference a reality and ensures the safety of every one of us. I would like to extend special appreciation and congratulations to the Moshi Cooperative University here in Tanzania and the Cooperative University of Kenya for their joint efforts in organizing this remarkable international conference. I would like to equally thank all the paper presenters, the keynote speakers, scholars, other participants for their insightful presentations, discussions, and active contributions throughout the conference. We have been together from different corners of the globe to explore and enhance the power of cooperation in achieving sustainable development in Africa and beyond. The diverse perspective and innovative ideas shared here in this conference have not only enriched our understanding of cooperatives and their roles in sustainable development, but also reinforced the critical importance of working together across disciplines, sectors, and geographical boundaries. Our discussions here in Moshi has underscored that sustainable development is not only a solitary endeavor, but a collective mission. Cooperatives are powerful vehicles for sustainable development. They embody the principles of collective action and mutual benefit, which are essential for addressing the complex challenges of our time. By fostering economic growth, social inclusion, and environmental protection, cooperatives lead the way towards a more sustainable and equitable future. I'm informed that the outcomes of this conference will be published and distributed to intellectuals, cooperative bodies and cooperators, and the policymakers for further implementation. In addition, I want to strongly urge the organizers to do more. The organizers should leverage on the unique position to influence policy and policymakers towards harnessing the power of cooperative for sustainable development. Dear participants, this conference highlights the pivotal role of cooperative in achieving sustainable development goals, as highlighted by some of our paper presenters. Cooperative promotes inclusive participation, embracing women, youth, older persons, and persons with disability, and indigenous people. In 2014, the International Labour Organization, ILO, identified cooperative as a key in ending poverty, empowering women, providing equality, education, ensuring health, food security, sustainable energy, job creation, and equitable growth. The United Nations Agenda for 2030 recognizes the essential role of private sector, especially cooperatives, urging them to leverage creativity and innovation to tackle sustainable challenges. From 2017 to 2023, the United Nations expanded the scope of cooperatives to include peace building, climate change adaptation, poverty eradication, food security, and addressing global crises such as pandemic and conflict. Therefore, I encourage our scholars to continue with their research that informs policy and policy making, ranging from aiding cooperative development. Looking at all this, it only re-emphasizes the importance of cooperative in human development, and their sustainability, of course, is well entrenched in the system of cooperative. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to understand that preparation for this event was not an easy task at all. It required much effort, devotion of time, and other resources. I would therefore like to specially thank Professor Mangasini, Katundu, and other members of organizing committee for their efforts and commitment. For our sponsors, I thank you most profusely for your support. Without the effort of the organizing committee and the support of the sponsor, this conference might not have come into realization. We thank you for all you put into this conference, and looking at the 3-day we start for this conference, we all agree that it is a successful international conference. So, Shama, we thank you. I will thank our sponsor too. Let me also express my personal profound gratitude to the organizers for inviting me and for giving me the opportunity to make these closing remarks. I consider it a privilege for me to stand before you this afternoon. In the same vein, on behalf of myself and other invited guests, I want to thank the two universities and the organizers most sincerely for your kindness and lavish hospitality we have been enjoying since we got to Moshi Cooperative University here in Tanzania. With these few remarks, in my honor, I declare this conference closed. Thanks for your attention. I wish you safe trips back home. Thank you and God bless.
Okay, thank you so much. A vote of thanks to the guest of honor will be delivered by the Vice Chancellor, Cooperative University of Kenya, represented by Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic Cooperative Development, Innovation and Research, Professor Isaac Nyamogo. Professor, you are welcome.
The chief guest, High Chief Tajudeen Oriyomi Ayeola. That's how it's pronounced. Yeah, I really want to thank you for sparing time to come to be with us at this meeting. You have indeed shown the pathway for the cooperative movement. I know in your capacity as the president of ICA Africa, you carry the flame of the cooperative movement in the continent. And through your office, you represent the African continent in the ICA Global. And therefore, I would like to request the conference participants really to join me in thanking you for the support you continue to provide for the African cooperative movement, and also for the energy that you bring into the movement. So please join me in appreciating. Yeah, and thank you for those remarks. I was asked to deliver some, remarks in form of vote of thanks. But I think the VC, thank you again for doing that earlier on. But additionally, we would like to pass our gratitude to the Honorable Minister for Education, Professor Adolf Mukenda, who was here to open this conference officially. He spared his time from the busy schedules, which normally goes with that office, to be here. So kindly extend our appreciation, and also through my chair of council, our standing invitation to him to come to Kenya at our next year's annual conference. Now, the future of the movement is on the shoulders of the young scholars. And they bring a lot of vitality into our meetings. Those of us who went to the park yesterday, you saw the energy as we are coming down all the way. Yeah, and that's what gives me hope that the movement has a future, because the cooperative movement Gen Zs, not the ones in Kenya, but the Gen Zs of the cooperative movement are actually in a position to take over from us. We keep talking about the aging membership in the cooperative movement. But I think when I see the young scholars actively engaged, it gives me hope. And I really want to appreciate you and to thank you for creating time to come. Let's all appreciate them. The others have already been appreciated, and I think I just want to, at the back, to appreciate the hospitality unit for ensuring that we have had our teas and our lunches on time. Without you, we would have been derailed. Thank you so much for your support. And now, finally, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor of the Cooperative University, Professor Kamau Ngamau, I would like to welcome each one of us to the conference that is going to be held next year at CUK. So it is CUK 2025. The baton has been given to us. The planning committee is already on the ground and running. We'd like to welcome each one of you to our annual conference next year, joint conference next year, which will be, the Kenyan cooperative movement has this tendency of taking the cooperative members to the national park. And we have our meetings inside the national park. I hope that we'll be able to do that. But if not, we will have it on our main campus at the current campus in Nairobi, where you are all welcome. Some of you have been there. Prof, you've been there. The High Chief has been there. And Professor DVC, fellow DVC, you've been there. So you're all welcome, and we look forward to receiving you and hosting you in 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Nyamogo. Now that we have concluded the closing ceremony, the event that follow is of taking pictures. Organizing committee, please help in organizing the location. Wasimame. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Tunaanza kwanza na yale mambo. Okay. Yeah. The first picture is for the high table. You may remain seated for the high table. Okay. Or else. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So, cameraman, please proceed. The first picture is for the high table. Okay, thank you. The second picture is for all vice chancellors, deputy vice chancellors, and the rectors present. They will be followed by directors from both universities. Moku, directors and deans from Moku and CUK.
Wachache na directors, deans, the heads of department, unga.
Okay. Heads of department 2, you can join this picture. Head of department 2 from Moku and CUK. Heads of department 2. Another one is for high table and all keynote speakers. Keynote speakers, please, you are welcome. Keynote speakers. Okay. Keynote speakers, rapporteurs, and session chairs. Keynote speakers, rapporteur, and session chairs. Professor Mataba, please. Watakuwa wengi sana. Oh, okay, that's enough. The rest can wait. The rest can wait. Okay, thank you. Okay. So chairs and rapporteurs, you are reminded to submit the report as soon as possible. Tukate tena, sio msogee huko. Can you please come this way so that at least you are all accommodated? Huh? Okay. Okay, the last group among the chairs, rapporteurs. The next group will comprise of all sponsors. All sponsors, welcome to the stage. All sponsors. CRDB Bank, Uchumi, ELCT SACCOS, Hazina SACCOS, TRA SACCOS, PACOSMO, SUSI Project, Global Communities, Kagera Cooperative Union, Kahama Cooperative Union, KCBL, TCB, this will be followed by paper presenters. All paper presenters. Paper presenters, please come forward. Wakate. Okay. And the last one is high table and all delegates. High table and all delegates. Please don't leave. We want to take one picture comprising of all of us. The cameraman, please use all takes you have to make sure that the picture is taken and is taken very well. That's not possible. That's not possible. That's not good. Nisaidie sasa. Tuache vitu. Okay, delegates, please come for the picture. All delegates, please come forward. It is possible to have a picture of all of us. All of us. Anakuja sasa, mimi sijapiga picha hata moja. Umeshajaa au ungesimama hapa? Changamoto.